Hi, boys and girls.
Hi.
Still don't have a name for these videos. What did you say it should be called, Augie? He goes, I don't know why you don't just call it this, Mom.
School time with Mrs. Sullivan.
School time with Mrs. Sullivan. Since my last video, we got some news from the governor that we are under the stay-at-home, safer-at-home orders until May 26th, which is just over a month from now. But in that governor order, he also said that it's not safe for us to return to school, which makes me super sad. I had no idea that our last day that we were at school was our last day that we were going to share in our fun and learning together, so I'm kind of heartbroken about that. But I also, Augie, Aaron, and I had a big long talk today because they wouldn't say that unless it was safest for us to be at home with our families. So we just have to trust that that's what's best for us right now. And know that when school is safe again, then school will be where you're at. I miss you guys from your head to your little toes, and hope that in the fall or sometime this summer, maybe once all of this is ended, maybe me and all your parents can maybe plan like a big play date at the park or something once everything is safe again, so that Room 20 can come back together in some kind of way. I did also post some really cool Mystery Science videos on our Google Classroom. If you haven't logged in and checked out the Google Classroom yet, you go in through your Clever account. That's the account that you normally used with your cards at school. Instead of hitting that card side where you'd put up your card and the barcode would flash, instead you click Login with Google. Parents, if you do their student ID number S, then their number at milwaukee.k12.wi.us, and then hit enter. Then you use their birthday as their password, 2-digit month, 2-digit day, 2-digit year with slashes. In between, that gets them into Clever. I also posted a website yesterday where it's the MPS Corona emergency page, but in there it actually has videos on how to log into Clever if you're struggling. There's a whole bunch of different online resources that are listed there as well that are pretty cool. In our Google Classroom, though, we also have some Mystery Science on forces. So to go along with that, we're going to keep going with our Cool Inventor series. Yesterday was Rosie Revere Engineer. Today, we're going to do Iggy Peck Architect.
And tomorrow is Ada Twist Scientist.
Well, tomorrow, meaning Monday, because this will be our last video for this week, okay? Iggy Peck Architect. What's an architect?
Someone who designs buildings.
Designs and plans out buildings, okay? All right, Iggy Peck Architect. Before I start, rewind, Mrs. Sullivan. Talk to them about the paper airplane challenge. They both took the paper airplane challenge. Do you remember how far was your longest airplane? How many inches did it go?
72.
7 inches for this girl. How long was your longest airplane?
In inches or feet?
Inches first.
154.
And then he had to do the math to divide that into how many feet, which you'll learn about in a couple of years. How many feet was it?
12.
12 feet and a remainder. All right. So we got way into the airplane challenge, so hopefully you like today's to go along with Iggy Peck as well. All right. Back to the story. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. Good gracious, Ignatius, his mother exclaimed. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean.
Ew.
Ignatius, my son, what earth have you done? That's disgusting. It's nasty. It stinks. There he is with his diaper tower at age 2. And look at the mom. Oh, no. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. Wow. That That kid's talented for only being 2 years old. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples and temples using modeling clay. My goodness. He should work at the grocery store. Imagine the displays he could make.
Because he could just stack them up, and then the people could go like, ooh, let's take a bag full of these.
At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye, and out on the porch built the St. Louis Arch from pancakes and coconut pie.
Wait, where's the
I don't know if you have ever been to St. Louis, but there is a giant arch.
My best
in
friend
that
has
city.
been there.
Yeah, and Jack LeDuc from our class has been there. Augie's best friend is Cooper, Jack's older brother. Let's close this blind. We're getting a crazy glare. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
All right,
and it
that's
hurt
better.
my eyes.
Dear Ig had it made until 2nd grade when his teacher was Miss Lila Greer. Hey, he's in the same class with Rosie.
And Ada.
On the very first day, she had this to say: "We do not talk of buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less about buildings ancient or new. She said in her lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. Look at her throwing away the architecture books. And look at Iggy like, that's the only thing I really like.
In the corner building.
With chalk. That might seem severe, but she was sincere, for when she was no more than 7, she had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Lila got lost from the group. Oh, so they were touring these big buildings, and young Lila got lost. She was found 2 days later stuck in an elevator eating cheese with a French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught, above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, or buts. My gosh, look at how she was found with that circus troupe. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal How? Ooh, Iggy might get sent to the principal.
I still don't know why it's named
I Spy Rosie Revere. With her hair swooped over one eye.
And
We haven't gotten to Ada Twist yet.
I'm pretty sure I was Ada.
No, ma'am, Iggy said. He lowered his head, and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now 2nd grade was just a bore. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. There they go. Oh, he's even at the end of the line looking so sad.
Because it goes saddest a little bit.
They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a burbling stream. But they no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed, and Miss Lila Greer started to scream! We're trapped here, oh my, alas, kids, goodbye! Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily, fainted, not dead. Total panic from Miss Lila Greer.
What should do that?
Yes. The class was amazed. There stood quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Lila's shoe. Soon each lad and lass there at Blue River Pass was working together as one. What do you think this young architect is constructing with these kids? He's definitely in charge. Look down here. He's got some plans that he drew in the dirt.
It's a bridge!
He's making a bridge. And when she came to, Miss Lila Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces, and on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Boots, tree roots and strings, fruit roll-ups and things, some of which should not be mentioned,
Underwear!
were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge dangling from shoestring suspension. They created
A suspension
a suspension bridge, which means it's hanging and a lot of the weight comes up in these shoelaces to get across the path. It all became clear to Miss Lila Greer as she crossed the bridge over that stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream.
Yep.
Now, every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker in t-shirts and sneakers talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie. That brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. So there's Iggy without the distraction of the Sullivan children. Awesome. That's the end of our Iggy Peck Architect book. So now here's your Friday challenge. Your Friday challenge can even go into a weekend challenge. You are to design plans to make a bridge. Then you are going to use whatever materials you have in your house. You might want to check with Mom what you could use first, or Dad. You can use Legos to construct your bridge. You can use blocks to construct your bridge. You can use books to construct your bridge. You can use popsicle sticks. You can use straws. You can use toothpicks.
You can use glue.
You can use glue. You can use string.
Tape.
You can
literally model tape.
Sure.
You can mold tape in this.
I would love it to see a picture of your bridge with something on top of it. That something could be an egg from Easter.
A shoe.
A shoe seems heavy. That's lofty dreams. But you could do a shoe. It could be a small Lego man. It could be a car, like a Hot Wheels car. Joaquin, I'm talking to you. It could be a dinosaur toy. Logan, I'm talking to you. It could definitely be...
Why not talking to Jack with the dinosaur?
Yep, Jack too, with the dinosaurs. It definitely could be something small that's a little bit lighter that you could put on your bridge and see if your bridge will hold it. And if it doesn't hold it, then guess what? You have some repairs to make. You can go back and try again. So your job
A stuffed bear.
is to be an architect like Iggy Peck and create a bridge. That's your challenge. Have a really good weekend. Hard news today, or yesterday for you guys. Hard news, but we also know that it's what's going to keep us safe and healthy, right? All right. Missed you guys. Have a good weekend. Enjoy, hopefully, some outside time. I heard it's supposed to get a little bit warmer. We need that. And I will see you back with a video on Monday.
Bye.